Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to my channel. In my analytics, it shows that 80% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you are here and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I know my videos are a bit more niched, but I try to keep things fun and lighthearted, and I truly feel that these are things that need to be talked about. And I just want to spread education and good feelings to the people of the internet. Thank you. And if you are subscribed and you've left a comment or you've liked my videos, thank you. I appreciate you. Now, on to today's video. So, anyone who knows me personally knows that I had an emo phase. Probably shouldn't say that in the past tense because emo is not a phase, it is a lifestyle that I choose to live every day. But as an emo kid, when I got into this lifestyle of mine around the age of 11, 12, I definitely heard a lot about the band Blood on the Dance Floor. I was never really a fan as their lyrics were far too triggering and disturbing for someone who had just come out of a sexual assault trial and had just been raped, and I will kind of touch base on some of these lyrics a little bit later in this video. But many of my friends at the time were huge fans of them, and they were such a huge part of emo culture that I remember even seeing recently, how people have been kind of looking back with their rose-colored glasses on the emo scene culture and all that, and how everyone wants to bring that back. Well, I remember seeing them in some of those posts. So, at that time, when I was 11, 12, when I really started my emo days, and when emo culture was huge, I was about, 11, 12, 13. Blood on the Dance Floor was a very big band. They had huge success, and Dahvie Vanity, their lead singer, was revered as a god by many. To be noticed by him would have been huge, and it was sought after by so many people, because around this time Twitter had started, and so, like most people do even now, is you tweet at your faves in hopes to be noticed. I, as an adult woman, still get excited when some of my favorite YouTubers, or if any celebrities that I enjoy, like any of my tweets about them, or tweeted at them. It's silly, but it makes me happy inside. But, so like I said, Dahvie Vanity was the lead singer of Blood on the Dance Floor. He is also a master manipulator and groomer that has used his fame and popularity to take advantage of many underage girls. So far, 21 women have come forward, most of them being minors at the time, and today I will be telling you about 3 of them. Before I get into these 3 stories, I would like to, 1, talk about his behavior as a groomer. So, Dahvie Vanity uses grooming tactics, as in he finds girls, primarily underage, who appear to be more vulnerable. So, a lot of them likely will talk about being lonely, will likely not have a whole lot of friends, will likely not have the biggest online presence. And he uses that, he showers them with attention and befriends them and gains their trust this way. So, especially in cases where it's an adult preying after a child, they will use that to kind of tell them that they're special, or that they have this thing that other people the predator's age don't have, and they'll put this child up on this pedestal, and so then this child will believe what the adult is saying, 1, because they're an adult, and 2, because they're making them feel special, and they'll go with it. So, he uses a lot of those tactics, along with some other manipulation tactics, to befriend these underage girls, to form this bond with them, before using that to abuse them later on. I also would like to give a trigger warning, because I will be talking about abuse and assault of minors. So, if that would be triggering to you, please click off this video and have a wonderful day. So, here's the first accusation against him. In 2007, before Blood on the Dance Floor, Dahvie Vanity was big on MySpace as a hairstylist. Using this, he befriended a 14-year-old girl named Diana Farrell under the guise of giving her a makeover. At this time, Dahvie was 22. Diana and her mom had planned with Dahvie for him to come during the day before her mom had to go to work. It was just the two of them, and she worked nights. I wonder if it's Diana or Deanna. I'm going to pause real quick to find out, so I'm not saying her name wrong. Give me 1 second here. Okay, it is Diana. I'm not losing it. I don't want to be disrespectful to the victims because that's not what this is about. So, anyway, Diana and her mom had planned for Dahvie to come during the day before her mom had to go to work. But conveniently, he got there right around when Diana's mom had to leave for work. I can read my own notes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, since Diana and Dahvie had been talking for a while and they built up this relationship, friendship, whatever, her mom decided it would be fine if he stayed to do her hair and then left. Unfortunately, that isn't what happened. Instead, Dahvie forced Diana to perform oral sex on him. Diana, thinking she and Dahvie were friends, was devastated and confused. She knew what he did to her was wrong and that she didn't want it to happen, but she didn't want to get someone who she thought cared about her in trouble. So, after struggling to cope for a few days, Diana called into a Christian radio show and told the host what had happened, asking for advice. In the end, Diana and her mom decided not to press charges, and Diana's mom's only request was that Dahvie never communicate with her daughter again. So even without Diana filing charges, though, the police still could have arrested and filed charges against Dahvie, especially since he had admitted to forcing himself on her. They had everything they needed to arrest him, take him to court, and put him away. Yet for some reason, they didn't. And not too long after that, Dahvie went on to start Blood on the Dance Floor and use his fame to prey on many other underage girls. Since more allegations have come to light, former bandmate of his, Javon Monroe, has spoken out against him too, corroborating a lot of the claims that Dahvie often took underage fans back to the tour bus with him. And another woman who was underage at the time and a fan of Blood on the Dance Floor named Kay was raped by Dahvie when she was 15 and he was 25. He had lured her to his apartment and convinced her mother that she would be learning about tour merch. He had convinced Kay to stay the night and had grabbed her on her way to the bathroom. He forced himself on her, and she was, again, also very devastated and confused. He used his grooming tactics and talked to her afterward as if nothing had happened, to continue to keep her trust and keep her from speaking out against him. Doing this normalizes the behavior and often leaves the victim second-guessing what had happened. If they still think that they're friends, and they're acting like nothing had happened, then that's also a form of gaslighting and leaves the victim wondering if what they had happened was made up, if it's all in their head. It's confusing for people, especially vulnerable teenage girls. And because they were still quote-unquote friends, Dahvie convinced Kay to join him at Warped Tour to help with merch when she was 16. When she arrived, Dahvie had told her that she knew why she was there and told her to perform oral sex on him or else he'd kick her off the bus. She refused and stayed at a hotel with friends until her mom could get her. Dahvie's next victim is a girl named Megan Hood. Dahvie Vanity was her first kiss, which would have been sweet if it hadn't been sullied by the fact that he had orally raped her so violently that he had pulled out bunches of her hair and left her bleeding. He manipulated her in the same way that he did to Kay and convinced Megan to fly out to his home in San Diego. She was shocked to find out he had only bought her a one-way ticket, and he forced her to perform oral sex on him to earn her ticket home. These are only 3 of his victims. There are 18 more. And just with these 3 alone from the very beginning, you can see his pattern of grooming and manipulation and just his blatant disregard for other people. It's absolutely abhorrent and sickening. And just not only that, but throughout the years, if anyone has tried to come forward, Dahvie has tried to deflect the accusations against him by putting disturbing lyrics in his songs. such as, "Call me a pedophile, underage is not my style," and "Look at me, I'm beautiful, not a suspect of rape. My name and reputation won't be target of a slut." Just sit with that for a second. This is why I could never listen to Blood on the Dance Floor. And these are only a few examples. There are so many more. I know that Twitter user @Dahvie for Prison doing great work. They are currently working on a bunch of different threads about all the allegations against Dahvie, everything that he's done. One of them I know they're working on are different lyrics in Blood on the Dance Floor songs that are just disturbing in their own way. So please go follow @Dahvie for Prison on Twitter. I will link them in the description. There's a lot with this, folks, and so they're a really good resource to get more stuff on him, and even some lighthearted stuff too. So he also said that one of his victims failed a rape kit to discredit her, which, I don't know if you know this, but you can't fail a rape kit. Either they find evidence or they don't. You can't fail that. It's like asking a yes or no question. It's just, it is or it isn't. But saying it that way adds an extra layer of connotation that just to, discredit the victim, which is a thing that, predators typically do, and I know this, but it still makes me very upset. So, anyway, now Dahvie is online under the name Kawaii Monster, so if you see that online, that is Dahvie Vanity. Do not interact, do not pass go, do not collect $200. He is out here on the internet with merch, trying to make music, though Spotify has banned him and gotten rid of all of his traces from their platform, and I commend them greatly for that. Glad I give them my money every month. He is also trying to start a makeup line, which will be very interesting. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's not a good-looking guy. He actually looks kind of scary, and I wouldn't trust makeup by him, even without all the allegations against him. But also, despite everything he has done, despite all the allegations, despite what I have told you today, he still has a very loyal fan base that is full of underage girls, which is alarming to say the least. Even more alarming, one of his underage fans is someone he has been talking to and is planning to fly out to visit them. She and her mom talk to him. Her mom loves him too, and that, for many reasons, is very alarming. I've been monitoring the situation. Others have been monitoring the situation. I'm hoping that he won't actually go out to see her just with everything going on. Chris Hansen is also investigating him. I think along with that, the FBI is too, but I do not know for sure. And also, Chris Hansen has been proving to be less and less credible these days, which is sad, but we'll see where that goes. But yeah. Once again, I am furious and disappointed in the world we live in, and this definitely won't be my last video on him since there is just so much to talk about surrounding him, much like Onision. So, this is only the introduction. Dahvie Vanity, it's time to have a seat. I think I'm clever. But anyway, thank you to Creepshow Art for shedding light on the Dahvie Vanity situation for me. Go check out her video. It is linked in the description. Also, she has been speaking more and more about it. There's a whole thing with Jeffree Star in this situation that I will be discussing also, but go watch her videos on Dahvie Vanity. Also, check out Tamimi. She has said a lot and has provided a lot of really good information, and she works so hard. Her content is great. Also, in the description below is a couple articles about Dahvie Vanity that I highly recommend reading. And also, again, follow @Dahvie for Prison on Twitter. They will be linked in the description because they have a lot of good updates and threads about everything he's done. This whole story is a doozy. It's a developing situation, and all these people are doing really amazing work. So hopefully Dahvie will be seen in prison sooner than later, because he has also admitted to some of the things that he has done. There is a lot of proof, and I believe that this investigation should be able to move a lot faster than the Onision investigation. So that's what I have to say on that. This wasn't the video I was hoping to put out next. I am also currently working on a video about false accusations and reporting and how that works, and statistics with that. And I'm also working on another Onision video to add to what will be a growing collection, much like the start of this growing collection for Dahvie Vanity. And so this has been another video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you are interested in more content by me. Please leave a like if you learned something new or you like my content. Comment down below if you have any video suggestions, if you want to share some stories, anything at all. Comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful night or day or whatever time it is.